All right, what's up, guys? Give me a minute here to get the ball rolling. We'll get started here. There we go. What's up, Justice? What's up, Greg? What's up, Michael? I thought it would be a good night to do a nice stream since it's been quite a while. Now that the Olympia stuff is winding down a little bit, I thought we'd come on and open up some zoo. I've got a few hobby boxes, a few blaster boxes. I've got a ultra premium collection of 151, and I've got an ETB of Celebrations, and I've also got a booster box of Obsidian Flames. I might open those tonight too, depending on how quickly this goes. But it's been a while since we've opened anything Metazoo. It's been a while since we've opened Topps Chrome. Over a month now, I guess, since the Mothman Festival. I guess almost 2 months, really. But yeah, felt like it'd be a good way to decompress and open up some. It's been a while since I've opened up some cards on live. I'm gonna do a separate stream here eventually for. I've got some of those booster boxes of the Olympia trading cards for this year. I think that'll be a fun separate stream. So I believe we have 9 total blasters, 2 hobby boxes. I think we'll start with the blasters though, because the hobby boxes are a little bit more tedious when it comes to the pulls. And the blasters seem to be a little bit more action-packed. What's up, Clan Torres Collectibles? As far as I know, that last remaining 1 of 1 Mothman, the Cryptid Cam, is still out there. Yeah, man, a lot of Metazoo news this week. All those artists left. I think there were 4 total. Poncho and Chris Campman. And actually, I've never been super big on collecting autographed cards. And the only signed card I have is a card, 5 out of 5, Loveland Frogman from Topps Chrome, signed by Poncho and Chris Campman. And I don't pay really that close attention to the signed card market, but I feel like Poncho's signature is one of the more desirable ones because his style of artwork, like those dark style designs, seem to be the more popular ones. So it does seem like a big loss. What's up, Nexogen? What's up, 1 ounce gold? I am curious if they're ever gonna talk about like what the circumstances behind the mass exodus of artists really was. If they got let go, or if they all left voluntarily. I think it would definitely be odd if all 4 of them at the same time left. I feel like they got maybe not fired, but just laid off, let go. Matlocks. I'm sure they had to sign some kind of NDA or something. Because some of them were saying on their stories afterwards that they didn't have any major projects or plans lined up and that they were looking for work. So it seems odd that if they left voluntarily that they wouldn't have like something else lined up. That seems like that would be the reason they would leave. Looks like we might have something here. The one thing they don't do is communicate. That's very true. So we got a chapter 2 cover. Look at that in a second. All right. Ooh, beautiful number. 69 out of 99. What's up, audio? Nothing like pulling a green 69. Good way to start off the stream with a serialized right off the bat. Although a lot of these serialized cards now from Topps Chrome are worth, especially the greens, like $5 or less. And I know there was a really big lot recently. I was actually bidding on it. There's a lot. I think it was 9 graded, serialized Topps Chrome Mothmen. I think there was a black, an orange, a couple greens, a gold. Some of them were 10s. I think there was a 10 of each color. It was like a rainbow set of the Mothman. And it only went for like $1,500. And that was actually my max bid. My max bid was $1,500. And I think the guy that ended up winning got it for $1,525. It ended during the Olympia, so I wasn't really paying attention to it too closely. And I got outbid like at the last second. But for that many serialized Mothmans that were graded, and a lot of them in 10s, which is very hard to get from this Topps Chrome set, trust me, it seemed a little bit low. I feel like just one of those orange refractor Mothmen in a 10 should have gone for like $1,500. But a lot of the value that Topps Chrome seemed to initially have seems to have faded quite a bit. Flatwoods Monster and River Dinos. Hopefully we can get something cool out of here, though. I would always be happy pulling any serialized Mothman since I've pulled so few of them. Or Frogman. But I'll probably continue to open Topps Chrome as long as that final remaining Mothman still is technically out there. Do you think Hottie can get the title back, or is this the start of Derek's reign? I think he could. I just don't personally see Hottie winning again. Especially, people talk about politics and bodybuilding, but after the way he acted after that loss, I feel like the judges don't want him to win. And I hate to say it, as much as I hate to talk about the political climate or anything related to it, the stuff going on right now, and I feel like there's a potential that the travel restrictions, especially with Iran, it seems like there's a potential that they might get a lot worse if things get worse over there. So who knows if in a year from now, Hottie will even be able to come here. Jersey Devil, Snallygaster. And Derek says that he's not upset about it or he's not holding a grudge. But if you watch the video of Hottie walking off stage, you can see Derek is clearly his feelings definitely hurt. He was pretty upset about it. Do you think Hani is upset with Hottie? I haven't spoken with Hani since the Olympia ended. I was talking to him a lot that weekend, but then he got busy the weekend of. But knowing Hani, I would imagine that he is. Because all the positive that Hani gets, it's because his athletes are a reflection of him. So when one of his athletes acts like that, it's kind of a reflection on him, even though it's not Hani's fault. I feel like he knows, and Hani is very sensitive about his public persona, and I feel like he doesn't like anything like that would reflect poorly on him. Even though obviously we know it's not Hani's fault, but them being on the same team, having the same coach, working for that guy's company, it's a reflection on Evogen because Hottie is an Evogen sponsored athlete. It's a reflection on Hani because Hani's his coach and Derek is also his client. It just kind of sucks that was the way things went. And you know what I liked about it, though? If you watch that video back, it looks like we got a hit here, too. If you watch that video back where Hottie walks off stage, I really like the way that Brandon handled it. If you look at it, you can see Brandon look, and he sees Hottie walk off, and then you can see Brandon look at Derek's face, and Brandon can tell that Derek is upset. So Brandon steps closer to Derek, grabs his hand, and you can kind of lip read that Brandon says to Derek, "Don't worry about it," or whatever, and Brandon steps in to fill the gap that Hottie lost. Brandon is a real stand-up dude. Cryptid Cam, Tizharuk. And I was pretty impressed that Brandon was able to take a top 4 spot, especially with the last-minute hospitalization. What's up, Cheeseburger? But yeah, to answer the question, I do think Hani was probably upset about it. And they actually just released something really cool from Evogen before the Olympia weekend started. It was like Thursday or Friday they released it. I'll show you guys. I got one of them. Honey sent me one. They released this. This was like the 15th anniversary of Evogen being a company, and they released this really cool like boxed set of supplements. And the box is kind of shaped like a really nice box that you would get like a really nice liquor bottle or something in. And the box is signed by all three of them, Hottie, Derek, and Hani. I'll show you guys. I'll grab it. It's in my office right now. I thought it was a really cool idea. I like collectibles like that. It's pretty big though. I don't know if it's actually gonna fit on the screen. I'll try to get it in here. Audio says I called the top 3 this year. I don't think Hottie will win another O. What place do you think Nick would have gotten? Okay, I'll answer both those in a second here. I just want to show you guys this real quick because I thought this was a cool idea, if you can see it on the screen. So inside, you've got like 3 exclusive versions of their pre-workout. Then on the front of the box, you got Hottie, Derek, and Hani. I thought that was a pretty cool idea. They were pretty expensive, and the box is really nice. I was going to put this in my display case with some of my other collectibles, but I thought that was a cool idea. I think it was like $200 though, which for bodybuilding collectibles, a little steep. I'll show you guys the Olympia box too. I grabbed one. These, I don't understand what the fuck they were doing with these, man. Because so last year they had these, but they were $150 a box, which I thought was still really steep for what it was. I think there's only like 10 packs inside, and you've got a chance at an autograph pack. But last year, they weren't gradable. No grading. I tried to submit them to Beckett and PSA, and they wouldn't grade them. This year, they are gradable. They're with a different company. It's a nicer box. I think your chance of getting an autograph is higher, but they were $350. And I know for a fact that the boxes last year didn't sell that well, and they were $150 a box. I guarantee that these didn't sell that well at $350. And when I placed my order, I placed it the day of the release, but it was well after whatever time they released. And my order number, and I ordered 3 of these, said order number 3. So I might have been the first 3 orders. But $350, pretty steep. We'll see if we can get, I mean, it would be cool to get like a Hottie or a Big Ramy or a Derek Lunsford autograph, or Chris Bumstead. I feel like that probably would hold some value, and especially now that you can get it graded, but we'll see. We'll do a separate stream for those. Then I also got my autographed Arnold card in the mail. Unfortunately, it got a 9. The auto got an 8, but it is number 1 out of 15 serialized Arnold Schwarzenegger Governor card. But yeah, if I was opening the, when I'm opening the Olympia boxes, I'm going to be shooting for a C-bum probably. Probably it's the highest value one. So the question was, what place do you think Nick would have gotten? I think Nick would have definitely been top 3. So I think Samson would have been pushed out of that top 3 call. I definitely think if Nick had competed and he were injury-free, I think that top 3 call-out would be Nick, Hottie, and Derek for sure. And I think Nick would be... I still think Derek would have won, to be completely honest. I'm not fully convinced that if Nick would have competed, he would have won this Olympia. I think Derek won off his shape and his structure. Obviously, his conditioning was good from the back, but obviously the conditioning wasn't on the same level as Hottie. And you can assume his conditioning wouldn't be on the same level as Nick either, but I feel like the reason Derek won wasn't conditioning. It was his shape, the improvements that he made, the size that he put on with that shape, and he was conditioned enough. Does Target still have the blasters? I haven't seen them in a Target for a very long time, so I doubt it. You'd probably be very lucky to find them. In any way, you can go on eBay right now and you can find them for like 30 bucks. I think it's still kind of debatable whether or not they can be searched. I've done pretty well. Like, people say that you can scale them and weigh them and try to figure out if they've got hits in the blasters. But I've done pretty well getting them off eBay and still getting a pretty good amount of hits, even if they're green or whatever. Then you can get them for like 30 bucks instead of the retail price of 20. So it's not too horrible. Like 30 bucks free shipping. It's a little bit of a markup, but it's not as bad as it was when Topps Chrome was like reaching its fever pitch. Bunny Man. Although, I guess I should say tonight so far we've opened 3 boxes, right? And from 3 boxes, only 1 serialized. Kind of a low rate for these, but it's something. What do you think? Do you think Nick would have won? Like I've always said, people hold water and fat in different spots. Hottie's more dry in the front, and Derek from the back. Hottie slightly more overall. Yeah, I agree. I think the Olympia overall was very interesting. I mean, that seemed to be the theme of the Olympia was new champions. New champion in men's physique, new champion in 212. Not a new champion in classic physique because Chris was just pure dominance there, but men's physique, 212, open bodybuilding. And I think it is worth pointing out that wheelchair even got a new champion. And the guy that's been winning wheelchair has been winning for a long time. Yeah, they might be weighable to an extent. But so far, I haven't had like a total bust. I'll order from a couple different sellers. And I think every time that I've done it and got these on eBay, I've still gotten a pretty fair amount of serialized cards. So if they are weighable a little bit, it's not completely foolproof. What's up, Team Rocket Rob and Eli Tran? Eli Tan. 30 bucks isn't bad. Yeah, that's true. You're not gonna have to waste gas to drive around. And there's still some places on eBay that do like volume discounts. If you order like 3 or more, you can get them for like 28 or 29 a piece, free shipping. Really not bad. And I'm sure as I say this, I'm gonna jinx it and then not pull another serialized card the rest of the stream. Ryan Terry looked amazing, man. And not that it matters, but Ryan Terry is the first white guy to ever win the men's physique Olympia. In every other division had like mixed race, like different races of champions. Men's physique was the only one that had never had a white guy win, which is, it's kind of interesting that Ryan Terry is the first. What's up, Stampin'? But if you think about it, like classic physique and men's open and 212, they've all had champions of all different ethnicities and races. Men's physique, not as much. I'm already excited for next year's Olympia, though, and the next Arnold Classic. I saw today that Nick Walker put out a post where he said the tear, whatever was wrong with his hamstring, wasn't severe enough that he's going to need surgery, and that the recovery might be a little bit quicker than he expected. So there is a potential he could do the Arnold. He's got 4 months. I saw on Desktop Bodybuilding that the IFBB wants Hottie suspended. I don't know if that's true. I mean, as much as I didn't like what Hottie did, he's not the first guy to do it. Phil Heath has took off his medal. I don't know if Phil actually walked off stage, but Phil's definitely taken off his medal and acted like sad or, kind of unsportsmanlike on stage. Flex Wheeler did it. I think, I'm trying to think who else. I think Nasser did it when he lost to Dorian. But the most recent example, Phil did it when he lost to Sean. It's not a good look for whoever does it, but there's definitely a precedent. I mean, it's not like no one's ever done it before, and Hottie is the first person to ever do it. I wish Metazoo would have taken up your offer for the Arnold Classic. I wish they would have too. They would have been happy to do it. I think trading cards and bodybuilding are a good combination, even if it was just one nice Arnold-related promo card. I feel like a lot of people that are not into Metazoo, just bodybuilding fans, fitness people, would have liked to try to get that card and probably gotten into Metazoo. I know that the people at the Arnold, they were 100% down. Probably would have given them a free booth. They would have got them whatever licensing agreement to use Arnold's image or the logo or whatever. But not anymore. Mike blew him off. And I know that he felt, my contact at the Arnold, I know that he felt like pretty disrespected by that because they were going to I gave them the recommendation and they're kind of going to roll out the red card and say, here, we'll give you X, Y, and Z. Come to the show for sure. Yeah, I also would like to see the Samson and Nick rematch. Honestly, I have a feeling that had Nick been at the Olympia, he would have beaten Samson. Samson looked great. He was huge, but his conditioning was off. There's no denying that he wasn't fully conditioned. And I think Nick would have been. And I think Nick would have beat him. And as big as Samson was and as rapidly as he makes improvements, I personally didn't feel like he improved his back as much as he needed to. Because, of course, we knew that Derek was going to win the back shots. We knew he was going to smoke we knew he was going to smoke everybody from the back. But Samson next to both those guys from the back, he's got some work to do. Great from the front. But yeah, I think that's kind of why Samson landed where he did. It was conditioning, but also I don't think his back was up to par, especially standing next to somebody like Derek. I mean, Derek's back is just ridiculous. And I think that really exposed Samson a little bit more. And that's why I feel like that first call out, had Nick been there, or the top three call out would have been Nick, Hottie, and Derek. I think Andrew taking a break is good for him. I agree. I thought Andrew was a bit off too, to be completely honest. And I don't want to diminish his fifth place placing, but I feel like a big reason why he placed fifth was because there was a lot of guys that beat Andrew last year that were absent this year. There's a lot of room for a lot of guys to move up this year for sure. I mean, Crizzo in seventh. Crizzo looked great. But the main reason was because so many people were missing. I mean, Andrew was, 8th last year? So he moved up. Nick was gone, so that's one placing that Andrew could have moved up. Bonac, did Bonac beat him? Or I don't remember if Bonac beat him. Ian's gone. Is it just Nick that was gone? Oh, Rami. Nick and Rami. So that's two placings. Two guys that were ahead of Andrew if he was eighth. So just by the absence of Nick and Rami, that's two automatic placings that Andrew moves up. And I thought Hunter did not look as good as he looked in Tampa or Texas. So I think Hunter really dropped the ball there. Nice, 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 nice. Cryptid Cam Mothman, very nice. I seem to have trouble pulling these. I'm very happy with this. Do you think the Olympia was a bit of a letdown because of the missing competitors and lack of conditioning? I do and I don't. I thought it was a little bit of a letdown. Obviously, I mean it's terrible. It's got to be soul crushing for Nick specifically, not to be able to compete. That really sucks not to have him there. The Olympia is supposed to be the best bodybuilders in the world, and for him not to be there because of an injury like that at the last minute, you didn't have. I mean that just is what it is. You did not have all the best bodybuilders in the world on that stage, and you got to think about the absence of Rami. Rami could have turned things around. He's one of the only other Mr. Olympias that would have been in that lineup. That would have been good to have him there. And he was absent. Bonac, Ian Valier, Raphael Brandau. I thought it was disappointing, but I mean it was an exciting Olympia, man. Keon winning 212 was fucking amazing. I jumped out of my seat watching that. I was so happy for him. That was exciting. Derek winning was exciting. New champions, just seeing these new interesting top sixes. Even though it was disappointing, it was still an exciting Olympia. I did think a lot of the guys were off though, and I think Dave Palumbo made a video about this. I agree with what Dave said. I think it's because they make these guys wait till the very end, and it's worth pointing out they fixed it for finals. So at prejudging, they had the guys go on at like 11 o'clock Eastern time after all the divisions. I think Dave had a good point that these guys have probably been ready all day and probably faded as the night went on because they had to wait 4 hours to go on stage for prejudging. But I think they did this last minute for finals because they don't typically do this. They did all the comparisons and the individual routines at the beginning of finals for Men's Open, and they never do that. And then they just saved only the awards for last, which is what I think they should do. So I think everybody looked better at finals because they got to go on stage right away. And I think that's what they should do every year and just keep the awards at the very end. Because I think the logic is that, and it's kind of sad, but it's true, most people aren't going to sit through all the women's division. So if you had the men's, especially if you had the men's awards at the very beginning, nobody would keep watching for the next 4 hours because not very many people are interested in the other divisions. But I think if you let the men do the comparisons, do the confirmation round, do their individual routines at the beginning, people will still watch to the end if you save the placings and the awards for the very end. I don't think you need to save the routines for the end, though. And I'll say this about Derek, as far as being a good ambassador and like a really good champion. On Thursday night, I was messaging Derek on Instagram, and Derek was messaging me. This is right before, so Thursday night going into Friday morning, he has to take the stage for finals on Friday night. And Derek is messaging me paragraphs and paragraphs. We're talking at 5:50 in the morning that morning. He's like the nicest, most humble guy. He'll talk to anybody. If he's your friend, he's your friend. He's like, you can't beat a champion like Derek. He's just one of the nicest guys, most deserving guys, super humble. I cannot say enough good things about Derek. He's a great guy. Let me see if I've got it on here. I'll show you the timestamp. Because Derek he's just such a good dude. Like, in the second he walked out on stage, I knew he was going to win that show. Which, by the way, a lot different than last year. I actually got every prediction right, every division. And I think I got all the top 6 right for Men's Open, too. No Big Rami winning this year. Look at that timestamp. 5:50 a.m. Derek is messaging me before going on stage. And he's just sending me like paragraphs and paragraphs. He's like the nicest dude ever. Oh, there we go. Nice Loveland Frogman X Fracture. And honestly, last year, that's part of why my predictions at the end of prejudging last year were so wonky, is it was in Vegas. The time change was even greater. And the prejudging for Men's Open didn't end until almost 2 in the morning my time. And I like to drink. I like to watch the Olympia with my buddies. I like to drink. And that prejudging last year, it took so long to finish. It was 2 a.m. before I even started my video. And honestly, by the time that I got to it, I was pretty drunk watching prejudging. And I think that's why I was like, oh, Big Rami's taking this. This year, I didn't drink the entire Olympia until it was over. But last year, it was just dragging on, and it didn't end until like 2 in the morning. And I gotta be honest, I was kind of drunk by the end of it. And I think they are moving it back to Vegas next year, so it's not going to be in Orlando. Let me see, did I miss anything in the chat? 212 is your favorite division to watch? Yeah, we were talking about that earlier in the stream, Dylan. The Metazoo artist leaving. I think the biggest tragedy is Poncho leaving. I think he's like the most popular artist. He's got some of the best dark themed cards. I really like this little knife, little sword. Thank you, Greg. Don't forget to like. Poncho hasn't said why. Nice to see you opening up some Topps Chrome. I missed your streams. Thank you, bro. Nice to see you here, Neiman. It's going to be Kitty Zoo soon when merged. I'm still waiting to get shipping confirmation from the distributor. I got a really nice deal with Golden Distribution. So now I can buy directly from the distributor at wholesale prices. And I've got 12 boxes coming from them. I didn't want to overdo it. I forget what the rate was. I think it was like $70 a box or something like that. And I bought 12 of them. I didn't want to overdo it because I don't know how interested I'm going to be, but definitely a lot better than paying $150 a box or whatever. And I heard there's going to be some type of secret rare in this Hello Kitty set. So I figured I'd open a good volume just to try to pull the secret rare, but I'm not expecting to make a lot of money selling singles from this set. I just think it'd be fun to open, fun to chase a secret rare, a little bit of a gamble. Oh, your fan art pack finally shipped. Nice. I am not an ambassador for Metazoo. Not officially. I mean, technically, I kind of am, but I have no affiliation with them. The Golden Distribution just reached out to me, and I feel like the reason was I don't think it's selling very well. I think they're having trouble even getting people to buy, even getting LGSs and stuff to buy the Hello Kitty set. So I think they're reaching out to people, offering them wholesale accounts, trying to get them to buy the new set. Because they even said in their email, they know that I'm not a store. I'm not going to be selling the product. They know that I'm just buying it to rip personally and then maybe sell some singles or graded cards on eBay. So they know that I'm not placing big, giant bulk orders, and I'm not going to be like moving the needle a whole lot for them. I think they're having trouble selling it. Nah, they don't need to pay me. I enjoy opening it. I enjoy the brand. I just hope things turn around a little bit. I was honestly pretty disappointed. I was excited at first when they announced they were going to be doing the manga series, but then they said that it's not going to be entirely physical. So a lot of it will be online, and I don't like that. I like physical, like books for reading manga. I was excited when I first saw the announcement because I thought that's what it was going to be. I thought we were going to get, a new chapter, a physical chapter book every week for the manga, but something tells me based on the way they worded it, it's going to be largely a digital release, which I'm not crazy about. I like physical books. I don't like I never like I had a Kindle. I didn't like it. I like reading a physical book, and with manga, I enjoy reading it like physically, like a comic book. And I think the way that they worded it was like limited physical distribution. Yeah, I'm waiting on Legacy too, and I will say I bought a bunch more Legacy from the distributor at those wholesale prices, but God only knows when that's going to ship. I think four total artists left. Well, Metazoo said for a couple of future sets, they're still going to have artwork from Poncho and the guys that left. I don't know Metazoo's issue, but their releases are somehow getting slower and worse. I agree with that. I mean, I also understand that maybe the demand for physical books for the manga isn't going to be like a very big market, but that's what I would buy. I'm not buying a digital release. When I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh, one of the things that got me back in when I was in college was I was buying all the original Yu-Gi-Oh manga, and I read all of it all the way through like the modern like Zexal ones, and I really really enjoyed like just laying in my dorm room in my bunk bed, just sitting back and reading the old Yu-Gi-Oh books. I think they mentioned something about the 5 finalists for next year. Interesting. I think Legacy is expected in December, but I would not be surprised if it gets delayed to next year. For sure. 2025. We have been on a little bit of a cold streak now with these blasters. I would think that when it comes to physical versus digital media, books and trading cards would be the strongest selling as physical. I would think so too. Oh, we got a green. Okay. Of course, it's a Gumbaroo, number 36. Honestly, I'm excited for it. I'm excited for this version of the story, but I'm telling you, I'm not going to buy. If you got to pay for the digital release, I'm not going to buy a single one. I want the physical copies. There is technically, yeah, there is still one of one mine left. As far as I know, nobody has pulled it. It's the Cryptid Cam one of one. I think they said for sure that Poncho is still going to be heavily featured in War. Thank you, Catcher. Great Olympia coverage. I appreciate that, bro. Salem's Witches, Aggro Pelter. Isaac Sky left, and his card, the Rat King, is what got me interested. Metazoo is definitely going through a lot of pretty big changes right now. It's interesting. Maybe going forward, those art styles won't fit. I mean, I hope they do, because the art style right now is like what got me into it. But yeah, change is not always bad. They could have even better artists that have better artwork and more people are attracted to. Who knows? It could be a really positive thing. Which artist did Adam impregnate? I didn't know he got someone pregnant, but I thought he was dating Afton. I don't know if she's pregnant, right? Nick, did you open any of the new 25th anniversary Yu-Gi-Oh set? I opened all of them, yeah. I submitted a bunch of them for grading and found out they're very, very difficult to grade. But I opened multiple of each booster box, and I went pretty heavy on Metal Raiders and LOB. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Adam is dating Afton, right? And honestly, I really like Afton's. She made the Mothman Festival promo card this year, and I thought that was a really cool card. Oh, Adam Ackler? Wait, is the guy's name Adam? Who's the guy that's the new CEO, the new president of Metazoo? What's his name? Not Mike. The guy that took over from Mike. He's dating Afton. I don't know if his name's Adam now. It could be Andy. Andy. That's right, Andy. Yeah, Andy is dating Afton, but I don't know that he got her pregnant. He very well might have. She's pretty hot. I've got some boxes, actually. We'll see how long the stream goes, but I think I've got a couple boxes of 25th anniversary LOB sitting around here somewhere. I agree. They got to stop fucking around and get us our releases on time. I have a feeling that the Hello Kitty set might be a little bit late. We're expecting it on the 15th, but I got an email from the distributor that said they were supposed to get it today, actually. They actually don't physically have it in the warehouse, according to their email, yet. So it hasn't shipped yet. And they might have it today, but as of yesterday or whenever they sent the email, they didn't have it yet. They said the 9th. They're supposed to have it in their warehouse. I've already lost excitement for this set because it was already late for Halloween, and it's a Halloween themed set. The Halloween buzz is over. I gotta say, though, this was a pretty cold group of blasters. We got 2 serialized cards. We did get a Mothman Cryptid Cam, which is nice. Can we end something good from this last blaster before we get into the hobby boxes? It looks like we might. We got something here. Lizard Man. Oh, it's just a regular Lizard Man. Nothing there. Do we have something here? Nope. It felt kind of fat. All right, last pack of the last blaster. Which Mothman card would you say is your favorite? Honestly, from this set, the Cryptocam, overall, I really like the first Revive Mothman. I think that's probably my favorite card art. Which I have in a PSA 10. And I'm still looking for a Revive Mothman board from that first set. As far as just in general, oh, nothing, man. So two serialized cards from all 9 of those boxes. Maybe they were weighed. In general, my favorite card in my collection is probably the 1-of-1 Mothman that I bought is definitely my favorite. But artwork-wise, I really, really like that first Revive Mothman. Honestly, I'm a pretty big fan of the Bear Walker Mothman artwork, too. I like the artwork on that card. I don't really like the board so much, but I like the artwork for Mothman on that card, too. I do like the Nightfall Revive Mothman, too. I like the laser beam eyes. Yeah, the Bear Walker Mothman dropped quite a bit in value. I'm still looking for one card. Well, I still need a Kickstarter Mothman and a PSA 10, but one card that I'm still looking for my collection that has eluded me is a Collecticon stamped Nightfall Mothman from the spoiler packs. Me and Chris went to that first Collecticon. We got the spoiler packs. Chris ended up pulling the Mothman with the stamp and grading a 10. And that's like the one card that I really want. I've tried to buy it from him, but he won't sell it to me. And I'm trying to find it in good enough condition that it would grade a 10. And I've only seen a couple of 9s pop up. Even though that was a couple years ago, it's still like a nostalgic card for me that I really want, because I still think the pack that Chris pulled it out of was technically my pack, but we've been arguing about that for years. But the stream's not over. We still got a couple boxes here. And I've got a booster box, a first edition I might open. I don't have any sample cards. I was thinking about buying a sample Frogman. Sample Wendigo is really nice, too. Hell yeah, bro. Trying to get the chat back up here. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to open the first edition or not. I kind of want to. They've gotten pretty cheap. I think I paid $230 for that box. And there was a point where they were going for like $1,000 to $1,500. And you can get them for pretty low. I think I might buy myself a Kickstarter box for Christmas, depending on how low those go. A comic shop near me has some of the Topps Chrome hobby boxes, but just per pack at $7 a pack. That's not horrible. It's like Whatnot prices. I think Card Shop Live might still have some first edition boxes for $250. That's where I was getting them from for a while. But at this point, there's not a whole lot of reason for me to open up first edition, because I've got so many PSA 10 first edition Mothmen. I mean, other than Chasing Red Ink, I've got pretty much every holo from first edition in a PSA 10. multiple of them. I bet I have 10 PSA 10 Mothmen from first edition, probably 5 PSA 10 Frogmen, and then, like I said, pretty much every other card, at least one of in a 10. I'm not really big on collecting master sets. I haven't really done a binder set of first edition, but grading wise, I've got like everything from first edition. First edition boxes you can find from 180 to 200 all day right now. That's pretty crazy. Wait, what did Dylan say? Why did we delete Dylan? I missed it. What did Dylan say? The hobby boxes are just so underwhelming to open after you've opened the blasters. I definitely am searching for that one of one Crypticam, bro. If I pulled the Cryptid Cam, I would rather have that than the one of one that I've got. And I'd probably grade that and then sell the one of one that I've got and then keep the Cryptid Cam. The hobby boxes on average are so much worse than the blasters. That's a fact. I just grabbed a Topps Chrome Moth lot. Are you the one that got the $1,500 lot? Are you the one that outbid me, Catcher? I was talking about that earlier this stream, if we're talking about the same one. Did you bid like $1,525? Nah, I wouldn't sell the Cryptid Cam. I would sell the one I bought, and I would keep the Cryptid Cam. Damn, bro. I wasn't paying attention. You got a good deal on that. You got a good scoop. It was going, that auction was ending during the Olympia, so I wasn't paying very close attention to it, and then before I knew it, it had ended, and I got outbid. Yeah, you got a great fucking deal on that lot. I know whoever was selling that lot, they definitely did not get what they were hoping to get out of it. Yeah, Metazoo Menace, you missed it. We just opened 9 blasters. We didn't really get much from them, though. Nick says, it's super hard for me to open any sealed product right now from any TCG, with expected values being so low across the board. That's fair. But yeah, Catcher, you got a great deal, because there was a numbered out of 25 Mothman in that lot, and I think it was a PSA 10. And I feel like that card alone should be like $1,000. I don't remember. You'll have to tell me, Catcher, if there was a black refractor in there or not. I don't remember. I know there was a couple greens, a couple golds, and an orange. First wave was juiced. I buy the Mothman Chrome Refractors PSA 10 after a while. They are super fucking hard to grade. And they're not even going for that much in a 10. The X-Fractors are still holding some value in a 10. I've seen several go for over $100 in a 10 for the X-Fractor, but the refractors I've seen go for like 15 or 20 bucks. You think so? So have they not shipped it yet? Honestly, they had to be disappointed that was how low that listing went. That's why I was bidding on it, because I feel like they definitely should have listed all those cards individually. Never auction Metazoo. I always auction Metazoo. I love the risk. Maybe I need to start buying more auctions, so. Chupacabra. I don't know why all the refractors are upside down in this box. Sewer alligator. Now, my auctions are hit or miss, too. I have some that go for really good, and I'm really happy with, and I definitely have a lot that go for way lower than I expected. The Refractor Mothman is a good example. I've definitely sold several for like 15 or 20 in a PSA 10. And it's very hard to grade. So people that are scooping those for 15 or 20 bucks, basically the cost of grading, and they're really not easy to pull. I mean, we haven't pulled a single Refractor or X-Fractor Mothman all night tonight. They're not easy to pull, very hard to grade. To buy one in a 10 for the cost of grading is a steal. Yeah. Yeah, I do stay up late when I make my listings. They always end at crazy times. Because I usually get my work done for the day, which is usually later at night, and then I get on and decide to start doing eBay stuff. Oh, wait. There we go. Topps times Cryptid Nation. Topps did a good job sorting the cards in a case. You'll get one of each Mothman refractors. It seems to me like the original art Mothman is a lot harder to get in a refractor. At least in my experience. Here's a moth. It'd be a good binder card. I've got a couple different Topps binders at this point, just for my personal collection. I've got one that's just full of cryptid cams, because I think they look great. And I've got one that just got pages and pages of just regular Mothmen. And there's another one. Unfortunately not serialized. Those are the first two Mothmen of the night that we got regular, though. We got a cryptid cam, but I don't think we got any regular ones. When you started cracking blasters instead of hobby, I figured lots of hobbies would stay sealed. I agree with that. That makes sense. You went deep on oranges. You've got 10 orange frogmen? I might buy one from you. I don't have an orange frog yet. I've got a black refractor frogman in a PSA 10. There we go. There's a green in here. You might have to DM me after this stream if you want to piece out some of those Mothmen that you bought. 30 out of 99 Lava Bear. But definitely, if you're trying to get rid of a orange frog, I need one for my collection. I'm looking at it right now. I think I've got the whole... it's kind of hard to see back there. But I think I've got the rainbow of frogmen. Green, black, gold, everything except for orange. Man, this last pack better be a cryptid can. It's gotta be. I'm pretty disappointed, honestly, that we haven't heard anything about Sapphire, the Nightfall Topps Chrome Sapphire set. Okay, there's a cryptid cam here. But unfortunately, it's a Slide Rock Bolter. It'll be a binder card. I was really anticipating, I was really excited, hoping that we would get the Nightfall Sapphire set for Halloween, but it looks like that's not going to happen. When Topps Chrome came out, and I was doing a bunch of Topps Chrome streams, Mike Waddell was in those streams saying that that was the goal, that was the plan, was to have Nightfall Sapphire be the Halloween set, but we've heard nothing about it. Hey, MF. Stopping by to say hi and good luck. I got my sleeping baby in my arms. I appreciate you. Is that Megan Foster? I don't remember you changing your name to MF. I'm assuming it's Megan, though. I know you guys just had a baby. All right, we've got another box of Chrome. We need some redemption tonight. We're definitely going to have to open something else if we don't pull any heat out of this box. I thought so. Yeah, I changed it a while ago. Okay. Congrats on the baby, by the way. You got to buy that baby its first set of Pokemon cards. A booster box for it to open when it's old enough. That's what I'll probably save. I'm probably going to do a Christmas stream. I don't know how you sold that Loveland Frogman Black. I'm not crazy about the battle cards. I like collecting the specific character cards. And that particular opening that I did where I pulled that 5 out of 5 Frogman battle card, I spent a lot of money on that opening, and we were not pulling any heat. We got one Mothman serialized, but it graded an 8, and that refractor kind of saved us. I needed to get some money back from that opening because I spent like $1,000 on those blasters and hobby boxes that we opened that night, and that was like the biggest hit that we got. The Mothman was cool, and that stayed in my personal collection because it was number 69, but overall it was a pretty cold opening. She was Pikachu for Halloween. There you go. Zach was Gengar, and you were Ash. Nice. I love that. Plus, with like the rate that everything is like depreciating, all the values on Topps Chrome are dropping rapidly. So as soon as I saw that I got a 10, I was like, man, if I hold on to this, realistically, a year, 2 years from now, if I want to sell it, it's probably going to be worth less. I think Metazoo is going to take some time to start going back up in value. And I was like, honestly, I don't really need this in my collection. It'd probably be the best decision to just sell it now and like recoup some of my investment in this big opening that we just did. I do know the person that bought it. We're friends though, so if I ever wanted to buy it back, I guess I probably could. Plus, I mean, I don't even have anywhere to go with like I've got a bunch of stuff in my safe, but like the cards that I like displaying, like all my display cases are full. So I would have to sell stuff to even make room for like some of the card, like my Frogman card. I got my Frogmen, my Mothmen, all my Charizards, my my Pokemon movie promos, my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So for me to keep like a Frogman related card that wouldn't even go in the it would just go in the safe. It wouldn't go in the display. I was like, I better just sell it now. Yeah, the Krypton Nation Mothman in a PSA 10 has dropped quite a bit. Still to this day, my favorite Metazoo story is that at the very peak of Metazoo, I sold a PSA 10 Cryptid Nation, not Kickstarter, Cryptid Nation First Edition Mothman PSA 10 for $2,000. I think that's like it's crazy how far it's come down from that like peak hype. I'll never forget that. And even at that time, it was the peak of Metazoo hype. But even at that time, I was like, damn, that guy he kind of overdid it on that one. But it was like at the very peak of Metazoo excitement. Yeah, it was like in the midst of like the crypto. People were making money on crypto. They were getting those stimulus checks. It was like the peak of like trading card burning money. And I had a couple extra PSA 10 Mothman, and I was like, I'll list one, and it went for $2,000. It goes for like 150, 150 bucks right now. So like a 95% depreciation, which is crazy, fucking crazy. Krypton Nation First Edition Full Hall of Mothman has almost 1,000 PSA 10s, 25,000 boxes, 950. Yeah, that's crazy. I remember when Metazoo was close to its peak, around Nightfall's release. I was picking up a bunch of raw Nightfall Mothman hollows on TCG Player, and they had dropped a little bit, like down to like 50 bucks each. And I thought that was a steal. And I was picking them up by the dozen for 50 bucks a pop. And I thought, man, this is gonna be a great investment. And now I think you can get one for $10, a full hollow Nightfall Mothman, just raw. And the PSA 10, you'd probably be lucky to sell for 50 bucks right now. But I remember when they had dropped a little bit, and I thought, oh, they're only 50 bucks right now. I better start scooping these. There's another Mothman. And I scooped up a bunch of them at 50 a pop, and it was a terrible investment. Although I graded all of them, and a lot of them got 10s. And at the time, I was still getting like close to $100 for a 10. So I still probably did okay. I've got a PSA submission right now with a shitload of first edition Mothman in it. I'll show you guys the. I really like how PSA on their app now, they show you like the scanned photos of all the cards that you submitted. And I've got a submission right now where the preview is just all first edition Mothman. I don't know if you can see that or not. I really like how PSA upgraded to that app like that, having the pictures. And granted, I've already got like probably about a dozen first edition Mothman in a 10 that I'm just holding on to. Yeah, I definitely do. Awful, honestly, is still one of my favorite cards. That was my favorite card from Wilderness. I think Awful and Snipe were like my top 2 favorites from Wilderness. Jesus Christ, bro. You picked up a signed by Poncho DSG 9.5 for $5? Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, the 2 Metazoo cards that I spent the most on, obviously the 1-of-1 Mothman. I paid $11,000 for that. But right behind that is way far behind that. I paid, I think, $550 for my number 5 out of 5 Loveland Frogman Topps Chrome, signed by Poncho and Chris Campman. And that's one of my favorite cards in my collection. But other than that, I don't think I've spent more than like couple hundred bucks on most of my other cards. I try to grade everything myself, pull everything myself. That's the way I like to do it. But if it's a card that it's like really difficult to pull, I'll just go ahead and buy it. Yeah, Dylan, I'm still not sure why you were muted. I don't know what you said. I didn't see it if you said something inappropriate. I saw that you were muted, but I don't know why. What Pokemon series has the best, highest pull rate? I have no idea. But yeah, I think I was saying earlier, I think I'm going to do a Christmas stream. I've got a couple I was going to do it tonight, but I think I'm going to save it because what I want to do, I've got a couple ultra premium collection 151 boxes. I've got a couple ETBs of celebrations. And then I've got, well, it's still coming, but I've got a couple boxes of evolutions coming, some old school stuff. So I think I'm going to do a Christmas stream where we try to chase Charizard from all 3 of those sets, from 151, from celebrations, and from evolutions. And I think that would be a fun, like, Charizard themed stream. And I might even splurge and get a Topps box, and we can chase Charizard in that too. A Pokemon Topps box. The pull rate, the point of me saying that though was the pull rates from the 151 UPCs seem to be a lot better than like the ETBs. The last time we opened one on stream, we pulled 2 of the Golden Mews from the same ETB. Actually, I've got them sitting over here. Yeah. Right there. But I still haven't pulled any of the evolution line of Charizard from 151. So I think I'll save those and we'll try to do like a really big, really nice Pokemon Charizard Christmas stream. I'd like to have some modern, I'd like to have some older stuff, and I'd like to have like some vintage stuff like Topps, and then just hunt for Charizard in all of it. I bought 2 151 ETBs, one to open, one to keep sealed. And the one I opened, I pulled a Zard. Nice. I really enjoyed opening 151, cracked 2 premium sets. Got the secret illustrations. Nice. You guys are lucky, man. Yeah, I think Stampa just made a mistake. I didn't see you say anything inappropriate. Blood Ruby, Cryptid Camera. Man, this is a cold, cold Topps Chrome opening. Put that Frogman in the binder. Do you think Metazoo will bounce back to its highs, or is the hype dead? I think it will bounce back. I don't know about bouncing back to its highs because there's a lot of different factors playing into the peak of Metazoo. I mean, Pokemon was at its all-time high because of Logan Paul, because of COVID, because of crypto. I mean, trading cards in general at that time were kind of having like a renaissance. So I feel like those highs are kind of unrealistic. But do I think Metazoo will get out of the hole that it's in? I do think so. I think it'll bounce back. But I think it'll probably be a very long time before you get back to those like peak COVID 2021, 2020 highs. I don't know if it's wishful thinking or what, but I honestly don't think Metazoo is just going to be dead in the water and just end. I think it's going to have a comeback. And I think I'm going to continue to collect and open and enjoy it for years to come. I think it's going to be around for a while. And I think just the fact that it would be around for years to come, I think would be indicative of it bouncing back at some point. I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. Obviously, it's kind of a bear market, and it's not like the singles and the sealed product, they're not doing great, but I don't think it's just going to die. Man, are we not going to get a single serialized card out of here? Last pack magic. Yeah, I don't mind the prices going down either because I can buy more. I mean, even this stream cost me probably less than $500. And maybe when Topps was released, it would have cost me double that. Snow Wasset. Dylan, thank you, bro. I appreciate the $5. Got to work in the morning, but I enjoyed the stream. Thanks, Nick. Been following forever on your main channel. I appreciate that, bro. And don't catch many lives, but I'm glad I did this time. Perfect timing, bro. Right on the last pack. So I'm going to end it there. I feel like we got bad luck tonight. So I'm going to do a couple more streams this week. So I've got the Obsidian Flames booster box. I'll probably open that. And I've got the 3 boxes. I'll show you guys in case you missed it. I've got the 3 boxes of the Olympia set. I'm going to do a separate stream for the bodybuilding cards. So I'm going to do that on this channel. And I'll probably have a couple more like regular Metazoo news videos because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. The artist leaving, the manga series, and of course, I want to talk about this big Mothman lot that sold for $1,500. But yeah, I appreciate you guys stopping by. Always good to hang out with you guys. I hope you guys stop by on the next one. I love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Nick Strength and Pokemon signing out. I'll see you guys very soon. We're not going to go any more long gaps without it.